Hello, this is LME 506 Module 3 on the Automated Catalog, or OPAC, and Integrated Library Systems, or ILS. First, let's talk a bit about integrated library systems. How have they developed, and what are their components? Between the 1980s and the 1990s, integrated library systems became the rule rather than exception in school, public, and academic libraries. Integrated library systems are network computers that contain the library catalog and other administrative programs and handles all of the library functions, including the OPAC, or Online Public Access Catalog, all circulation activities, cataloging, inventory, acquisitions, and collection analysis. School libraries typically have a number of different systems to choose from. Here in Kentucky, Follett Destiny is currently the ILS of choice for most school libraries. This is a web-based system. And in Jefferson County and in this class, Library World ILS is used. Integrated library systems have really changed how people access items in the catalog. People no longer walk over to the card catalog room to look up items in the subject card catalog for items that might fit their area of interest. Typically, people now walk over to an OPAC and type in a keyword or two and bring up a list of titles in their area of interest. There's also other fields you can search in an OPAC, such as subject, author, and title. However, users do not typically use a controlled vocabulary such as they used in the card catalogs when they were doing subject searches. Keyword searching does not bring up an exhaustive list of items in the catalog, however, as would a subject heading search. Users search the OPAC nowadays in the same way that they search the internet, and sometimes they are disappointed when their searches are not successful. But the catalogs are very rich in their holdings because they contain both physical and virtual holdings. They can contain items that can be found in the library. Also, they contain items that can be obtained through electronic record sharing, such as the Kentucky Virtual Library, and there are also items that they can access through interlibrary loan. There's also catalogs that contain relevant websites or gray literature that can also be included in the catalog. There are some disadvantages, but many advantages to integrated library systems in the school media center. First and foremost, the integrated library systems decrease time spent cataloging because libraries are able to share electronic records, and this is called copy cataloging. So records can be imported into integrated library systems and edited locally. And then circulation analysis aids in collection development and acquisitions. Librarians can run reports in different Dewey areas and see what kinds of titles have circulated, how many titles have circulated, what are the average ages of titles in that particular area. These are all very useful items of information when doing collection analysis. Integrated library systems increase the time spent troubleshooting technology, and this is for sure. And also, librarians must depend on networking specialists to keep the integrated library systems up and running. And there are associated costs of maintaining and upgrading an automated library system. Integrated library systems absolutely require school media specialists to be technology savvy and also to provide instructional leadership in technology and the use of the integrated library systems. So school media specialists cannot shy away from technology anymore. It is an integrated part of their job. Media specialists must know how the integrated library systems improve access to the library, both inside and outside the library walls. School media specialists must be able to teach others how to make best use of integrated library systems. And this is in reference to how to search catalogs and how to find information in library catalogs using the search tools that are available. Also, integrated library systems expand user access to the catalog in time and space. So the catalog is now available in the library, but also is networked and available in classrooms, and often networked and available online. So information access has expanded also to shared resources such as those that are available from the Kentucky Virtual Library and from Interlibrary Loan. So integrated library systems have improved the efficiency in administering the library, and also has expanded the capacity for the school library to meet the needs of its patrons. Currently, we are in a Web 2.1 world in regard to school integrated library systems. However, many of the newer applications, such as Follett Destiny Quest, contain specific Web 2.0 applications, and we will take a look at those a little later in this module. If you think about the Web 2.0 tools that you are used to using now, such as Facebook and Flickr, and all of the features that are available in Amazon or Barnes & Noble, such as seeing inside the book, looking at book reviews, or seeing different similar books that are available, you wonder why library catalogs do not have those same functions. But in Web 2.0 OPACs, you will have top 10 book notes, new arrival notes, links to similar items for readers' advisories, student reviews, wish lists, digital content, and patron-to-patron communication through chat, all of which are features of Web 2.0 applications, and these all have to do with the development of relational database architecture for school media OPACs. So now we'll take a tour of selected OPACs. We're going to look at Follett Destiny Quest. We're going to look at the Library of Congress OPAC, and we're going to look at the OCLC WorldCat OPAC. And so please, as we're looking through these different OPACs, take note and see which have some very sophisticated Web 2.0 features and which are still more flat in the nature of the information that they deliver. The first system that we're going to look at is Destiny Quest. This is Follett's newest version for integrated library systems, and you can see that Destiny Quest is quite visually rich and will be very attractive to young people. You see the resources that it has available right on the front page. It has top 10 books. It has resource lists such as the May Book Talk, a new arrivals list, and also a place where students can drag and drop to their own list of titles. Also quite attractive for students is the ability to change the skin of their OPAC to best fit their aesthetic needs and or personality. Now you can search quite easily in the OPAC to find information. For example, when we're searching for Alice in Wonderland, you see displayed here are book covers for titles that are contained in the collection. And then also similar titles such as the Looking Glass Wars. And so when you select on these, you can get information about it, and then also recommended titles that are similar that might be of interest. And so you can see that Destiny Quest has some very interesting Web 2.0 applications contained in it. The next application that we're going to look at is the Library of Congress online catalog. And as you can see, when you're looking at the Library of Congress catalog, it is what we call a more flat interface, in that it doesn't have a lot of rich amounts of information that might be interesting for the user. But when we search in the Library of Congress for a similar title, in the School Library OPAC we found 5 similar titles. However, in the Library of Congress we found 530 titles. So even though it is a flat interface, it has a rich wealth of information. But as you can see, when you click on a title, it doesn't have cover information, it doesn't have related titles, some Web 2.0 features that your users might find useful. So this is the Library of Congress online catalog, and now we will look at the WorldCat interface. WorldCat also has some very interesting Web 2.0 applications, such as put WorldCat on your mobile phone. And then it also allows you to search for titles by different formats. So let's search for Alice in Wonderland. And you see that there is a rich amount of information that's retrieved. For example, the book covers are retrieved, and then items in different formats. You see that we have a huge hit list of 6,801 titles. So WorldCat is an excellent source for rich information about titles. Also, it gives you the ability to cite and export and to share the record with other people. And so here's the title, and then if you scroll down, there's also related information as to where you might be able to find the title, what the prices are, and then it gives you the ability to add reviews, and then general information about the title. Also, if you enter in your zip code, you can find this particular version in a library near you.